Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this video, you're in the right place. You're here for another one of my videos. My name is Quita. I blog over at www.signqc.com. So if you're new here, enjoy. And if you're one of my faithful subscribers, thank you guys for coming back. If anybody who knows me, I talk a lot about how your past affects your present, which affects your future. So I started to think about things that could help you all better. You know, what advice can I give you to help you all better? I decided today I was going to talk about, as you already have seen the title, is how to get over being heartbroken. And I know a lot of times people will talk about this when they've just gotten over a heartbreak or they're still kind of in a heartbreak. And one thing I'm a big firm believer on: do not talk about anything that you're still going through, that you're still trying to work through. It doesn't work like that. You want to talk about things that got out of, and you can speak from a place of experience of how God brought you out, and that's the point of testimony. So I have a very good message today on how to get over being heartbroken. And I know it's a lot of things that break our heart: our friends, our family, death. I mean, there's quite a bit different things you can talk about with heartbreak, but I'm speaking today from the relationship point of view. How to get over that heartbreak when you've been in a relationship with a guy and you thought this was gonna work out, and you know it didn't. And that I have definitely been in that place. And I want to tell you, the number one way you really can get this down pat is to understand is God has a plan. And I know that just sounds so hard to believe, but God does really have a plan for your life. And I think about it now that I'm on the other end of that storm that I went through. He had a plan. You know, the guy that I thought I was meant to be with, that was not who God had for me. The man that I thought I was going to marry, and we were going to get out, we were going to be high school sweethearts, and we were going to have these kids, thought this was the guy for me. Like, I thought I had met somebody who, you know, who loved me. And I'm not saying that he didn't genuinely love me in the season when we were together, but I just thought we were going to be together. I really did. And after I graduated high school, he decided that he didn't want to be with me anymore, and he wanted to be with somebody else, and it just wasn't going to work out. And I was broken. I mean, I was so hurt. I remember not wanting to get out of bed. I remember just crying. I remember begging him, like, why don't you want to be with me? Like, I'm a great girl. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I have a great future. Why wouldn't you want to be with me? But God had a plan. And it sounds so easy to say when you're on the other end of it, but he really did have a plan. That wasn't the man for me. And when I began to accept that God has a plan for my life, and that all things work together for the good of those who are called according to his purpose and who love him, when I accept that as my faith and as my truth, I can get past heartbreak. So number one is the realization that God has a plan for your life will free you. It will free you from heartbreak, because you have to know that that in the end we win. You guys know I say that all the time because it's so true. In the end we win. Number two is forgiveness. And I know this is probably the hardest one, and sometimes you have to put the hard ones at the top. So like number one is that God has a plan for your life. He has a plan for you. So accepting that, that's not an easy thing, because you're kind of thinking like, God, I thought we were supposed to be together. God, if you have a plan, why does it hurt so bad? God, if you really had a plan for me not to be with him, why did you let me be with him in the first place? But accepting that his plan is not our plan, and that we don't always have to understand what he does, it is freeing. And number two, forgiveness. And forgiveness, you guys hear it all the time, so I ain't saying nothing new. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. I had to let him go of what he did to me. I had to let him go of how he hurt me. Because once I was able to let him go of everything that he had did to me and everything that had hurt me so deeply, I could focus on what God really had for me. And it's not just the fact that God had another man for me, because he did. He had Devin. But God had his love for me. God had his relationship for me. God had his salvation for me. God had his ministry for me. And when I got to let go of this guy that I didn't need, I started to walk into what God had. And I could put my hands on everything that he had. But I couldn't see any of that. I would have never seen any of that if I was with the guy that God didn't have for me. It's no way I could have realized that. So number two is forgiveness. When you let go of the baggage from yesterday, you can walk stronger into tomorrow. Number three is, what next? What next? And the thing is, that was me. I was getting over the guy. I was in college. You know, things were getting better, but I still felt this empty space. And sometimes we try and fill those spaces. So I may say, I'm going to fill this space with meeting another guy, and I'm going to date another guy, and I'm going to be happy with the other guy, and we're going to have a great relationship. Or I'm going to fill this space with eating a lot of food, and I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat my feelings until I feel better. Or I'm going to fill this space with drinking, or drugs, or partying, or just having sex. Like, I'm going to fill this space that is empty in my life so it doesn't hurt so bad. Because I'm going to tell you, I know, being heartbroken, it hurts so bad. It is such a pain. I know some of you guys are like, Quita, you ain't crying enough for me to you're not crying enough for me to believe that you were really hurt. I was, girl, but I'm so over it. God has delivered me from that heartbreak so far off that doesn't bother me whatsoever anymore. But it hurts so bad, and I really do understand. But the thing is, you have to figure out what you're going to fill that time with. And there is only 2 things that you need to fill your time with after you are heartbroken. Number 1, that is God. Get in the Word. Start reading. Get connected to a church. Start praying. Ask God for all the things that you desire of Him. Ask Him for all the things that you want for Him, because I always say it, y'all, you can't ask God and think that He's not going to give you His will. So if you say, God, I want your will for my life. I want your plan for life. God, show me the plan. Number 1, I accepted that you have a plan. So number 3, show me the plan. When you begin to ask God to fill those areas in your life with Him, then you'll get there. Because one thing about me personally, I know for a fact, God had to remove that guy because I worshiped him. I idolized him. I idolized the relationship. I idolized the life that I thought we were going to have together. And God is jealous. He's a jealous God. I couldn't have that man that I idolized and God. It wasn't going to work like that. He had to give me a man that I was going to walk alongside that man, and we were going to idolize God together. So he had to take that guy from me, and I understand. Number 4 is good accountability. Get some good friends. Get connected to your church. Tell somebody. Talk to them. It is okay for us to be broken. God does amazing things in our brokenness. I was just listening to somebody talk about how you can be a masterpiece and a mess at the same time. Yes. God does amazing things out of brokenness. He made a man out of dirt. So do you think if he could create you, or what all of us source from a man out of dirt, that He can't do something with what you're going through? It may not have come from God, but God is going to use it for your glory and His too. So I was kind of thinking it through, because let me tell you, one thing about me is I don't write a lot of notes before I do my video. I usually write notes on my video after I do my video. So this is number 5, but if you guys want to throw this up to like number 2 or 3, it's fine. But I want to talk about purging people from your life. And the thing is, that is the hard part, but God requires sacrifice to take you to the next level. So what you have to do is you have to do a purge. So that means, hey, we're not going to be friends on Facebook. Hey, I'm sorry, we can't hang around the same people right now. Hey, you got to get your number out of my phone. All those things, you have to really begin to purge that person out of your life for a season. And it may not be forever. 3 months, 6 months, 8 years from now, you guys may be able to be friends. But give God room to work. Give Him something to work with. So the thing is, when you begin to take that person out of your life, you begin to remove the pain, so you can process what's going on. Heartbreak and getting over heartbreak, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. Actually, for me, I know me and this guy broke up in June. I probably wasn't really over everything that had happened until maybe like March of the next year. And that's probably on the short span of things. That was like 7-8 months. But when you really purge people from your life, you don't allow them to have a foothold and a door hole. It's kind of like, oh, can we just be friends? No, I'm a grown woman. I don't need no friends. So if this video helped you, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know something in the comments. Let's talk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And guess what? I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.